Hey guys, this is Matt from GiantBomb.com, and I'm going to show you how to make your way through Undeadburg, the zombified city that serves as the first real level in Dark Souls. We'll go over how to find secret items, where to locate checkpoints, and how to eventually find the entrance to the level's boss fight. This is how to win. After completing the game's tutorial mission, you'll be dropped off in an area called the Firelink Shrine, a location that will serve as a basic hub world for the early portions of Dark Souls. There are several potential places you could start questing, but Undeadburg is the easiest and most straightforward level to start with. To begin the level, make your way up the stone stairs at the top corner of the shrine. At the top, you'll see a soldier undead who will make up the main enemy over the course of this level. Lure the closest two enemies out one by one to avoid getting overwhelmed, or use ranged or magic attacks to pick them off. Do not engage the third soldier with the shield just yet. Instead, run up the stone steps and you'll see two more undead waiting at the top. The enemy at your right is equipped with fire bombs, a thrown weapon which will damage you even if you have your shield up. Take that enemy down before you take on the axe wielder or the third skeleton on the stairs of the aqueduct. Once you're done, run back down the stairs and carefully fight the undead with the longsword and the shield. Try flanking behind him and stabbing him for critical damage. Once you've cleared the enemies, use your sprint and jump to hop across the gap and onto the aqueduct's lower section. Carefully walk around the corners and eventually you'll find the Ring of Sacrifice, a one-use item that will allow you to keep your souls and humanity even if you die. Hop off the aqueduct and walk up the stairs and inside the aqueduct. But before you go inside, grab the item on the other side of the aqueduct pathway. To your left, you'll find a giant rat that will quickly poison you if you don't take him down. Kill the rat and exit the tunnel through an open door down the other side of the tunnel. Walk outside and up the stairs and you'll enter the main section of Undeadburg. Kill the two enemies at the top section of the screen and then walk to the crates on the upper right side of the platform you're standing on. Smash these crates and then drop down to the lower level, where you can pick up some additional souls in the form of an item. Drop down again into the alleyway and kill the ghouls in front of you. Then make your way inside the home to your right. Inside, towards the corner, you'll find an item containing additional souls. Leave the house and walk down the alleyway across the bridge and inside another house. Walk outside of this house to the open door to your right, and you'll see a walkway with an item, but also ghouls hanging on the edges of the pathway. Slice the ghouls' hands and they'll drop, and you won't have to deal with them. Pick up the item in front of you, it's just rubbish, but it will come in handy down the line, and run across the pathway until you reach the ladder. Climb up the ladder, and you'll be on the walls of Undeadburg. Run to your right all the way down the side of the walls, and you'll find an item of humanity on one of the corpses. Locate the broken section of the wall and you'll be able to drop down back to the starting point of Undeadburg. Continue down the path of Undeadburg towards the door of light that's in front of you. There are two undead to fight right before the door. The one directly in front of you has firebombs, but there's a second one in the doorway of the house to your left, and he can flank you if you're not too careful. Take them both down and cross over the door of light to continue onward. You'll find yourself on the bottom floor of a house, and you can find some additional souls in the form of an item in the left corner of the room. Walk up the stairs and out the door to your right, and you'll see a little taste of the horrors ahead of you in Dark Souls. At this point, you're very close to a bonfire, which you can use as a checkpoint. There are three enemies in front of you, as well as a crossbow-wielding enemy who can screw you up and stun you if you leave him alive too long. Kill them all, walk up the stairs, and to your left you'll see the bonfire you can light and use as your checkpoint. Now that you have a checkpoint in Undeadburg, it's time to kill the enemies to your right and make your way back down to the platform below you. There's a good reason for this. From here, you can take a left and you'll see the hardest enemies in this level, the Lance Skeletons, who are equipped with tough shields and leave very little of their bodies exposed to attack. Once you've dealt with the Lancers, break the boxes to the left of the platform you're standing on and you'll find an open secret staircase. Go down the stairs and outside the door in front of you to find a merchant. This merchant sells a key that can unlock every door in Undeadburg, which can help you find some powerful secret items. It's well worth your purchase. Once you're done with the merchant, go back inside the house and use the alternate exit to your left. Run down this path and eventually you'll come in contact with 4 enemies. Quickly finish them and climb up the ladder at the other end of the area. You'll find some throwing knives at the top of the roof, and you can score some additional ranged weapons by running and rolling to an exposed platform towards the right side of the building. You'll roll into a house, and from here you can find an exit on a higher floor. Leave the house and go to your right until you find the corpse holding a crossbow and some bolts. Run back around the pathway and you'll find an exposed section that you can drop off and land near the start of Undeadburg. Make your way back to the bonfire, but take a quick stop in front of the locked door that's near the stairs leading to the checkpoint. Use your new key to open the door to the house, and make your way through to the other side and find the wooden shield. Now head back to the checkpoint and save your game. From here, you need to cross the bridge that's in front of you, but enemies on the rooftops are going to be throwing firebombs at you. You can sprint across the bridge inside the room in front of you, but that room is filled with longsword soldiers and axe soldiers, so be careful as you enter the room. They can quickly gang up on you and totally wreck you. Once you're inside the building, many of the firebomb throwers are going to drop from their rooftop positions and try to attack you with bombs. So keep an eye out on the door to avoid being caught off guard by fire. Once the room is clear, make your way outside and enter the house to your right. You'll find 1 enemy in front of you and an additional enemy hidden to your left in the small passageway behind that first enemy. You can take a left to enter an upper room, and you'll find a treasure chest in the back. Open this chest up and find some black firebombs. Hold on to these items. They'll be extremely effective against the first boss coming up in just a moment. Leave the house and walk up the stairs and you'll see 3 enemies awaiting you. 2 melee enemies and a firebomb tosser. Pull them one by one and pick them off without too much trouble. When you're done, turn the other direction and climb up the ladder. At the top of the ladder, you'll see an additional soul pickup to grab. Hop back down using an exposed platform and return to the area where you fought the 3 skeletons. If you look ahead of you, to your left, you'll see both longsword skeletons and land skeletons, but do not engage them yet. Instead, turn the other way and enter the tower. Climb to the top of the tower and kill the crossbow skeleton so it doesn't attack you while you're fighting the more difficult shielded opponents. Now, you can return down the stairs and begin pulling the skeletons one by one. The land skeletons in particular are tough, and they will attack you if you leave your guard open, or if you attempt to break their guard, so patience is the key to killing these enemies. There are 2 enemies in front of you and a 3rd off to your right, so be aware before you charge through. You can also use your purchased key to open the door near the 3 skeletons you fought earlier. Go through the door and you'll find some gold pine resin in a treasure chest. This is an item that will enhance your melee weapon with additional lightning damage, which is very effective when fighting dragons. You could make your way to the boss at this point, but there's one more secret item that's actually worth dying for. You can find it down the staircase to the right. You'll see a black knight in front of you, an extremely powerful enemy like the Red-Eye Knights from Demon Souls. These enemies are very tough, and you cannot beat them at this stage of the game, so instead, just run right through them. Dodge his attacks and make your way to the other side of him where you will find the blue Tearstone Ring, an item that raises your defense when your health gets low. And, if you end up dying at that stage, don't worry about it. If you grabbed the ring, it was worth it. Make your way back through the enemies and to the staircase that leads you up to the tower. Carefully climb the stairs and be ready to dodge. An enemy is going to kick a flaming barrel towards you, and it will deplete your health. However, this event only happens once, so if you die to the barrel, you'll never have to deal with it again. Kill the enemy that kicks the barrel and make your way into the tower. From here, you can climb the stairs and you'll finally see the door of light that leads to the first boss. And you've now found every single item in Undeadburg. Thank you very much for watching, and click on the annotation link to find strategies for defeating the first real boss of Dark Souls, the Taurus Demon.